CashColorCannabis, a higher level of conversation. Back at it on livehip-hopdaily.tv. Got my guest in the building. What's up, Fooly?
What's going on, my guy?
Ain't nothing, man. Oh, as always, before her start telling to you, talking to the mic.
Oh, man. Yeah, what's going on? It's the guy, man.
Yeah, that's what's good, man. Hey, well, first off, before let us know, for those who don't know, let us know who you are and I guess how you found your way to music.
Man, I am the Fooly guy, man. Fooly for short, F-O-O-L-Y, because, you know, people tend to spell it wrong sometimes.
Yeah.
But who I am, I'm a young country guy from South Carolina, man, deep in the country, man.
What part?
Anderson, South Carolina.
Ooh.
So for people, you know, to give somebody, I guess, like a pinpoint what that's close to, Clemson.
Yeah, I was about to say, that's Clemson.
You know what I'm
area.
saying?
Yep.
Around that area. In music, I really ain't find music. Music found me. You know, my whole family, you know, just coming from the South, you know, everybody just was singing. My grandmother, it comes like deep within my family. You know, I'm a musician as well, so, you know, if I wasn't actually writing music or, you know, singing music, I still would be playing.
Okay.
So, you know, that's how that kind of gravitated towards it, man. It was there.
That's what's up. So you from South Carolina? I used to go to school in North Carolina, so I spent a little bit of time in South Carolina. Them country boys is kind of crazy.
Where you went to school at in North Carolina?
Johnson Smith, Charlotte.
Okay.
JCSU, Golden Bulls. What's up? What's
Golden
up?
Bulls.
What's up with it, man?
Shout out.
Yeah, so yeah, I used to go down to South Carolina a couple of times. South Carolina is one of the places you don't want to get arrested for like a driving violation. Like if you on the street, just get a violation, because you don't go to like in Charlotte there's levels, you know what I'm saying? Like there's jail and then there's prison, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
In South Carolina there's prison.
Straight prison.
Yeah, and you don't want to be in prison over no parking ticket, and they do it. They'll take you right there. You right there with a murderer, and then you boy. But anyway, man. So you said the music found you. In what way do you feel like the music found you?
For one, man, as an adolescent, like as a child, man, I just hear beats all the time. So before I actually even to let people know what I did play, the drums, that's what I played. Mm-hmm. So just all the time, it was just beats all the time. Okay. You know, I just with anything I hear, it would just sound like a beat.
Was you like a church dude, like using church?
Oh man, heavy, man. My grandma was a minister.
Okay. So
my granddad was a head deacon. So, you know, all that, I was like, I had the gospel influence heavy. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, big on that.
So with the gospel influence being on you, how did you find your way to just being hip hop, not gospel hip hop or nothing, just hip hop?
Man, like I guess like everybody else, man, just being so infatuated with the culture, man. When you see it, you know, just seeing it. You know, it's alive, man. You know what I'm saying? It's just like make you want to be a part of the culture. You know, just seeing everything like per se that Cash Money was doing, or like we was talking about it before the interview started, talking about Outkast and what they did. You know,
true. We was having a discussion over what they Outkast best album. You say it was Aquemini.
I think it's Aquemini, man. Like that's gonna be my go-to every time, Aquemini.
Hey, you know, now that I'm thinking about it, Aquemini was hard. Like, and I heard you say production wise, it was hard. But I don't know, man. AT Aliens is something different. That was just a different level of shit, man. Speaking of different, you just put out a three track EP called The 3-Pack. When I first noticed it, it looked like something I've used before in my life. So speak to us about the 3-Pack and what was the inspiration behind the 3-Pack?
You know what I'm saying? Obviously, you know, DutchMasters, that was the inspiration behind that. For the most part, that was like my introduction to even smoking cannabis. Was my uncles and everything, they smoked DutchMasters. Okay. So that's like the first thing I seen. So I just thought, hey man, when you smoke, that's what you're supposed to smoke. So of course, anytime I grab cigarillos, that's what I grabbed. And the 3-Pack was just me showing, you know, my favoritism for that. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I got to that with that.
And each track is named after a pack of swishers, a pack of DutchMasters.
yeah, man, a pack of DutchMasters. And the way that I did that is basically whatever the song was. I felt like the song was talking about. I basically tried to connect in that way. So for instance, the first song was called The Breakdown. That was the name of the record, and basically it was talking about, you know, breaking down, you know, weed or whatever with you know, a girl or whatever. And then what I ended up calling the record was Sweet Green. You know what I'm saying? And that was a Dutch flavor, you know what I'm saying, 3-Pack flavor. And all of the names that I chose, all of them, by the way, those are 3-Pack flavors only. Those that don't come in no other flavors but 3-Packs. You know what I'm saying? So
This man knows his Dutch Masters. He has knowledge, son. That's what's up, man. So how did Dutch Masters take to the project? You know what I'm saying? Because and I was talking to her because I don't know the whole logistics behind it, whether or not you got permission or whether you stepped to them or not. But a lot of times brands will it can go either way with a brand when you do something like that. But it looked to me like Dutch Master was very receptive of it. You know what I'm saying? So speak to us about that. Like, how was Dutch Master as far as when they did get wind of the 3-pack? Like, how did they approach you, or did they approach you at all, or how did it come off with them?
First off, we came at it. We didn't just try to just go out here and just do stuff, you know, because everybody knows the music business is very expensive for one. So you don't want to just go out here throwing money around for nothing. Yeah. And doing this photo shoots and all this, that, and the third. So first of all, you know what I'm saying, we put together a proposal. You know, I don't want to give y'all all my sauce. You dig? But you know what I'm saying. Long story short, we put something together. And we presented it to them. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah. And basically told them, you know, this is what we would need from y'all, which wasn't nothing money wise, no finances, none of that. You know what I'm saying? All we needed y'all to do is give us the approval. You feel what I'm saying? If they didn't give us the approval, it's on to the next shit. You know what I'm saying? So basically they was in love with it, and you know, they just had my back. You know what I'm saying? Everybody keep asking me, you know, how you get the sponsorship? It's not a sponsorship. These people genuinely fuck with me. You dig what I'm saying? And it's the same way that I rock with them. You know what I'm saying? I'm just a brand fan, and they seen that, and they also love the music. You know what I'm saying? So they just got behind me with it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
that's what's up, man. Yeah, don't give them all the sauce. You know what I'm saying? Right. But yeah, so you actually did step to them, and it was an agreed upon situation. Mm-hmm. Even better, because you know when I did see you down in South by Southwest. I saw some of the pictures behind the scenes and all that. And you was speaking or you was on the Dutch Master. You was at the Dutch Master stage. Am I correct? Mm-hmm. That's what's up. So then I saw you out there doing interviews and everything. So I wasn't sure then whether or not if they had caught wind of it at that moment, it just was showing love or not. But that was already pre-planned. Like y'all already worked all that out.
Yeah. They had hit me up really after basically after what the project did and just seeing the traction that it got. You know, they offered me the stage or whatever, and I was like, you know, of course. Word. You know what I'm saying?
Word.
Of course.
Word. Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
Of course. So that's how that went. You know.
Cool. So what's next after the 3-pack?
Country Hippie 2, man. Late last year, I did an EP. Basically, just trying out a new sound. You know, anybody that's been following me, you know, before any of this that's going on right now, they know I went by another name at one point. It was Kills, which I still go by. It's more of a street name. And you know, we decided to run with Fooly because that's like every time I be seen by somebody, they just always remember the ad-lib. So that's what we did. But Country Hippie was one of my entities. You did what I'm saying? And that's what I want to bring back, and it's basically going to just still put you back into where I'm from. You know what I'm saying? Like what I was thinking about, you know, maybe what I was eating, how I was feeling, the hardship, the struggle. You feel what I'm saying? I'm just going to go back to that. You feel me? With that Country Hippie 2, man. Cornbread and reefer, man.
Cornbread and reefer. Yeah. That's what's up. Actually, I skipped a question. I wanted to ask you about your experience at South by Southwest. Okay. Prior to you coming on here, I spoke to them about, and that's a story I got right now on CashColorCannabis.com, where I speak about the 5 things I hated about South by Southwest this year. The number one for me was the shell game. Like I got so tired of watching people pull out them cardboard boxes and the three bottle caps in the bean, and they
was getting them.
How though? How in 2018 you still falling for this?
Hey, look! Before you even go forward, that's the first jug I seen when I came to Atlanta. That's the first jug I seen over there by the underground.
Makes sense.
Where they make the
makes
grills.
Sense. This is what he said though. It was at the underground. Like we ain't talking about sophisticated crimes going on. You know what I mean? Like
I'm talking about 16 coming down here and getting sneakers. You see it all the time. Like, you want to do this? Nah. I'm straight.
I'm not giving you my money to watch you fucking dance with bottle caps and then say, you picked the wrong one. I'm straight, dog. So that was one of the things that bothered me about South by Southwest. Like I was over them. What's something that bothered you about South by Southwest this year?
The thing that bothered me about South by Southwest this year was people that was there not to receive the music. You was just kind of like you was just out there. I guess you was out there for the girls, or you was out there for whatever, you know. And it kind of was like, you know, they had hella attitudes. Like, you know, it's a hella people out here passing out stuff. We trying to get you to do this and that, and you just come back with attitude. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, that was the thing that kind of like, you know, like what is going on with these guys, man? You know.
Well, South by changed a lot over the last few years, because at this point now, like the fact you just said, like some dudes coming down there for the girls, I'm like, I remember that would have been a laugh. Like, who's going down to South by Southwest for girls, dog? And now at this point, I feel you. Like, you be on 6th Street, this shit look like a club. Like, you seeing chicks walk up and down the street, and in 6th Street ain't no short street, in stupid high heels. You know what I'm saying? Like, you talk, it look like the club out there. So I see what they talking about. But, you know, most people come out there for the music and to get that experience. What was your musical experience like? You know what I'm saying, as far as performing and just getting that vibe?
Man, I love it. That's the whole thing, man. It's like, you know, it's more intimate, man. It's not like, you know, being home and just going to the club and seeing the artist. It's like, you know what I mean, you get closer to your fans, that they able to reach out and touch you. You walk in the streets every day. You know what I'm saying? They might catch you at this restaurant. They might catch you at this bar. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, it's dope, man. The whole vibe is dope, man.
Yeah, it was, man. So do you plan on trying to hit it next year?
Yeah, man, because, you know, my first time was last year.
Okay.
And, you know, it went okay. But this year it was definitely dope, especially with the Dutch stage. You know what I'm saying? That was dope. And, you know, I definitely would love to hit it next year. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, hit the guy up, man.
All right, man. Let's talk about Bud Banks. You just put the J out real quick. I see you rolled up pretty quickly when you got here, almost like you understood CashColorCannabis. Like, Mac is a 420 friendly show, so we can just come up there and just roll up. What's your favorite strain?
Man, I went to Vegas.
Did you see the CashColorCannabis show while you was out there? Because I ran into somebody in Austin who watched it in Vegas, and I was like, that's what's up.
I think I was watching it before that, because y'all, my homie Chris J was on here.
Oh, salute Chris. Chris gonna be on next week.
Class of Stoners, man. Shout out my guy. But I was in Vegas, and you know, weed had just got legal. It was like, I think they had just made it legal the day before that I got there.
So you down there right at the right time.
Yeah, man. And I got in there and I got that turbo. And that turbo is like, you know, and gelato is dope. If I can run across some good gelato, like official gelato, I get gelato. Shout out my boy Scully, man. I get gelato. But other than that, you know, I like that turbo, man. And just a good kush. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I don't like dry kush, though. No dry kush.
Look, it's crazy. I didn't hear gelato so much that's, I guess, become the new thing to say in weed. Because I remember growing up, it went through, it was just regular weed. Then at one point, everybody had chronic. And everybody had purple haze. You feel me? Then everybody had hydro. Everybody had the jars. It's like, nigga, like half y'all don't have none of this shit. But you know what I mean? Like, they just calling it this now at this point. So I feel like gelato's that. Like, I hear gelato in every rhyme at this moment. Like, do y'all even smoke gelato? Like, for real? You know what I'm saying? Like, serious. Like, do you smoke it? Like, are you
it's
sure?
It's not even something that people is having like that. That's what I'm saying. Like,
exactly.
It's like it comes, like, your dope man might have it every blue moon, dog. Like, he's not having gelato like that.
Bro, let me tell you, the first time I had got purple haze, it was in a square plastic tube. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was almost like, it was like Rubik's Cube even trying to pull it off. Damn. I remember not wanting to open it up. You know what I'm saying? Because it was so rare in Charlotte. Like, and I finally got it. It was $25 a gram. I remember just not even wanting to open it. Like, I want to leave it in here like a display.
Like, yes, this is the fucking holy grail right now.
Let me tell you, I went out and told everybody that second, I got purple haze, dog. I was just on that haze. What y'all know about that haze? Cause I was just smoking Reggie.
That's a good. That's you know, Cameron. I see they dropped that vinyl, that purple haze joint. They just dropped it like a couple weeks ago.
Did they?
Yeah, for like a day. This record store dropped it.
Cam good for that.
I never had purple haze, dog.
Really?
Nah, man.
Yeah, haze was that. Haze was a whole couple of years.
Let me ask you this.
That was a whole couple of years of popularity in weed culture.
Let me ask you this, man. So, what would you say is different about weed back then to compare it to now?
Right now, it's definitely stronger, and I'll say that from the years I started. Like, the first time I smoked, I was 19. I didn't smoke again, and then again until I was 21. By that time, Reggie was everywhere. Like, you wouldn't know if you knew somebody who had like high grade weed. You knew they wasn't. And again, I'm in Charlotte. You knew they wasn't from Charlotte. I was dating this chick at the moment when I just got out of college. And she was from Cali. She was from California. So she had came through there, and the dude she was there was the plug. And coincidentally, when I met her, this dude get arrested. They raided the whole house, took a bunch of shit. But she kept a lot of shit herself, right?
Of course.
But she introduced me to what I call good weed. And even back then, it's now, if I compare it to right now, that's mid. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's mid compared to what we're talking now. Because this shit she gave me then was blowing my mind. She had to take me to Cali to really try chronic. And I did that. And when I say chronic made me run up and down
like,
Universal City Walk, yo, bro, I ran down Universal City Walk. I don't remember what made me do it, but I remember just being lit and just being like.
So like off the Chris Tucker shit?
Yeah, like that serious. Like chronic hit me that hard, bro. It hit me that hard. I'll never forget that moment. Being in LA and saying, yo, something just tells me right now I'm gonna run full speed down Universal City Walk. So I don't know, chronic was a whole nother level of shit for me. But I would say right now it's a lot more powerful. Plus you got the option of actually learning more about what you're actually smoking. Because now knowing about cannabis and shit like that and knowing how things are, especially packaging wise, I look at myself back in the day like you really put yourself in a lot of jeopardy, you know what I'm saying? Because you really don't know how people store their shit. This could have been moldy, this could have been all kind of things, and y'all just sitting here puffing it the whole day away, you know what I mean? Like you didn't know none of that at that moment. Now I would know this and I would tell my old self, I don't buy off somebody who keeps all their weed in their sock all day. You know what I'm saying? Like I would tell myself that, like, yo, don't buy from that dude. Like that dude don't understand how to store his shit right. You don't want moldy foot weed.
The hood weed.
The hood weed, you feel me? Like, cause there was always that dude, and then he acting like he's selling whole pounds outside. Like he gotta go all the way in the store, and he gotta go behind a certain aisle, and he gotta take his shoe off. Bro, you give me a nick, man. Like just pull the shit out. Like the cops don't care. Right. The cops don't care. It's a nick. Man, it's not weight, though. It's a nick full of seeds at that. If anything, they're gonna be mad at me.
Yeah, man. Atlanta, but like you just talk about like that store shit, like serve, like I done had some weird, like people try to serve me in weird places, or I done got weed in weird places. Like,
you can get it. Like I got jugged. Let me tell you, I got jugged in Atlanta on some weed back when it was really a Rodney's Mecca was smoking weed time. I was down at the Greyhound station, and that's red flag number one. I'm down at the Greyhound station and I'm waiting for my bus to go back to Charlotte. This is back when I used to come down here to cover shows and stuff when I used to be really reporting and shit. Okay. So I'm down here and I'm outside the Greyhound station. I'm like, yo, I want a little bag that I can have when I get to Charlotte because it ain't gonna be the same weed. Now again, this is just really good mid that we all smoking at this moment. So I'm like, I'm gonna find something. This dude say, he goes, yo, I got that weed. I was like, word. So I said, how much you got? So I'm thinking to myself, I had 20 on me. But I'm like, nah, I'm gonna get a little 10. So let me get a dime. He was trying to negotiate it down. I said, nah, I'm gonna get a dime, right? So I gave him a dime. We slapped hands. I feel the bag. The bag felt like it was stupid big. So I was like, I felt like I won. Bro, why is it when I walked in Greyhound and got a chance to go in the bathroom and sneak a look, this man gave me grass, literally. Like it was a bag of grass, dog. It was a bag of grass. I wasn't even mad. I was like, you know what? That was a good move, son. Like I'm not. There's nothing to be upset about that. Like that was a smooth jug right there. Like I gave you $10. I thought I was getting over on a dub because you trying to sell it for a dub. This man he went in the ground, pulled out grass, bagged it up, tapped it up all smooth too, and took off.
But you know why that was so easy? Because y'all was out in the open. So y'all was like nervous. Like, all right, y'all probably was looking everywhere. Like, hey, who's looking at us?
You know Greyhound because Greyhound's where the Magic City is. And it's basically a trap. So you actually begging it's not undercover because I'm not trying to go to jail.
I got the bill, man, right there beside the Magic.
Of course, it's set up like that. It's set up like that, man. So all right. So what's next for you, man? What can we look forward to in the rest of this year?
Man, just more dope music, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? I appreciate everybody, you know what I'm saying? All my Foolies especially, man. Everybody's been rocking with me. We got new projects, new videos. You know, I just released a video, the breakdown. Shout out Lil Bo, he produced that. You know what I'm saying? Sweet Green on the project. Shout out to Rich Pyramid, Concrete Magazine, that Vato Capo, man. You know what I'm saying?
Vato Capo.
Yeah, man. So,
legend, man. He been doing concrete for a while.
Yeah, man. Basically, like I said, the country hippie too, man. Cornbread and reefer, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna put that in their face.
Word.
You know what I'm saying? 420. You know what I'm saying?
Word. All right, so we'll be looking forward to that, man. I appreciate you coming through tonight. I know tonight's been just a mess across the board because I gotta go back and go do some stuff my damn self, man. So I feel you. So it's been a mess, but this was definitely a great episode. Appreciate you coming through and banging up with us, man. Next week we're gonna have my man Chris J in here. Like you said, Chris is the homie of the show. We're gonna be talking about his new project, The Prelim. It drops next Tuesday as well. Man. So make sure y'all follow my man, get that album when it drops, because later that night he's gonna be talking about it right here on CashColorCannabis. And as always, download the Live Hip Hop Daily app. Make sure you can watch our show and every other show that's on this network whenever you want to. And make sure you subscribe to CashColorCannabis on Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, and everywhere you stream music. CashColorCannabis, a high level of conversation. We out.